Shep. Good morning. Come on. Good morning. Hi. Good morning. Excuse me. So Monica is the mama to Hardy, and Hardy is the goat that we gave away on Saturday to some friends that needed a goat. I've been watching her really closely because it can stress out the moms when their babies are sold off. And so she seemed totally fine though. She hasn't acted super stressed about it. You know, this isn't her first kidding season, so she kind of probably knows the routine that the babies go eventually. And he was 3 months old, so definitely old enough to go. It needs to be all the way full. Thank you. I've also been watching her udder because she had, you know, 2 kids nursing, and now she just has 1. Yeah, for now. Just to make sure she's not getting engorged or, you know, getting symptoms of mastitis, going from, you know, being drained by 2, her udder being drained by 2 kids versus 1. Dancing around like she does. Yep, that's why I'm not milking her yet. Here, go ahead. It's hard to feed them once they're up there, huh?
Can I do some of that poke?
Go wash your hands. And bring me that lid.
Bird. Look.
Yeah.
Bird.
There's birds. Let's focus on what we're doing.
Okay.
Oh, that's a beautiful bird. Thanks for pointing that out to me. Sometimes Mommy forgets, but it's good to stop and look at the birds, huh?
I just have to take a deep breath before I keep milking.
Why do you need to take a deep breath before you keep milking?
Because I get distracted from milking.
Oh, okay. At least you know what you need.
Today we're working on taking down this old barn in the back. This is day 2. My friend Matt is coming over to help. First though, I've got to get the cow out of the area so that she's just clear, and also take down a fence so that we can work around the barn unimpeded. To the side. Come over here. Right, come over here.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I wouldn't mind her grazing in the yard here, but I'm not watching her at every second, and I'm afraid she'll get to these apple trees up here and eat them. So we're gonna push her out this way. We'll leave her right there, and I can see her from where I'm working over here.
Wait a second, is the meat homegrown?
The meat is homegrown, yes.
Breakfast this morning is this delicious sausage, egg, broccoli casserole, and basically all this food came from our place here.
Everything in it except the spices.
Everything but the salt and spices.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm excited.
Milk, egg, sausage, broccoli.
And meat.
And the meat. It's not just a nice and pleasant thing to have food from your place. We focus on that a lot. It's actually extremely practical because food is like us taking a small withdrawal out of a savings account from all the work we've put into raising animals, tending our garden, and some money as well. But it's literally like a savings account, and now we're benefiting from our savings over the past months and years, honestly.
I actually think that's such a cool way to think about it. We had a homegrown dinner last night too. We had pork chops and broccoli salad and roasted potatoes, and it was such an incredible meal. It took me 3 hours to make it because I was making like making the pork chops a really special way. But I was thinking about how it didn't take me 3 hours to make this meal. It took me at least 14 months because that's how long it took to grow out that particular pig that we were eating. And really, the way Arthur's saying it, it's years of diligence and work and putting into that savings account. And it's really nice.
Now we have this huge resource in this place of full freezers, plants that are growing, the garden that's just overflowing with abundance, and will be even more so coming soon. It makes your food mean a lot when you raise it like this.
It also really does save you money. I know a lot of people say that farming doesn't actually save you money. And I think, like, if you include the infrastructure, it probably doesn't. But if you don't include the infrastructure, like permanent fencing, barns, things like that, I think it does. I can go, granted we'd have to eat super simply, but I can go weeks without going to the grocery store right now, since the garden has tons of greens and some vegetables coming on. We have our own meat and milk. But it does take some investment to get to that point, for sure.
Another aspect of savings is that if we didn't have this place, on days when we were bored or needed to do something, we would go spend money to do something, or might go spend money to do something.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And so
we never have time for that.
Yeah, it's like a lot of our entertainment is actually us investing our time into this place, and a lot of our extra money goes into this place.
That's true.
So I think there is this cost savings in that people don't realize when they just do the math.
That's so true.
No, and we're saving a lot of money by not going and doing other things because we're working here. So it's like a double savings. Who likes the food?
Me. I do.
We're both putting our boots on. Do you want your jacket on? It's a little chilly. Bad.
Shuck the crap out of him.
Can I have your wallet, please?
I just touched it. Yeah. Just to see. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That board's basically still dimensional.
It's super pretty too.
And that's that. It's got that look that you like. That brown.
Matt's out here again, and we are giving it another go at moving this barn takedown project forward. For those of you who don't know, we're taking it down because it's leaning significantly. You can probably see it. I had to drop those two ailanthus trees because, well, I hate them. They're invasive, but they're also going to be in the way on this corner. And so I take the chance to cut those whenever possible. Bree's Googling right now if it's poison. I told her it's not. They've eaten it so many times, but I piled it here for the goats to pick over and eat the leaves off of once we finish and put the fence back up and let them out a little bit later. But for now, we're going to just knock out this front side and then stack it.
Yeehaw.
Yeah.
Arthur and Matt are working on the barn, and while they're doing that, I'm gonna try to knock out some of this chamomile that I need to harvest. A lot of it's past its prime, but I'm just using it for tea. It'll still be fine. It'll still taste just fine. Oh my goodness, look at my blueberries. So beautiful. Granted, we're only gonna get handfuls of fruit off of our blueberries because they're so small, but it's nice to know that they're thriving and doing well. You guys, I don't even know how to harvest this much chamomile, but I'm gonna try. It's just so much, it's overwhelming. I know you're gonna say give some away. I've given so much away, and still there's more than I could ever harvest. I didn't even know it would ever grow this big. My chamomile has always made just like one stalk plants. I've never had it turn into these giant bushes before. So maybe it's because I wasn't growing healthy plants and I didn't even know it. I had no idea this is the way chamomile actually goes. Look at this craziness. Can you see it? It's just a bush. And it goes all the way down there and all the way over here. and up there. Another reason I'd really like to get as much harvested as possible is because then it'll bloom again. It'll create new blooms. And even though I don't need to harvest more than what I've got currently, I just think it's beautiful. So I'd like to experience that beauty throughout the summer. I think my best bet is to just grab a handful and then take my fingers and strip it off of that whole area best I can. There's Arthur at the top of that barn right there. Totally freaks me out that he's up there, but the barn has to come down. Wait for the camera, honey. Hey. Oh my goodness. I have to take a break now to go feed all my youngins and my honey. So I'm gonna stop and go ahead and put the chamomile on a screen to dry in case I don't get a chance to go back to the chamomile patch today. But I pulled out a few plants and I'm gonna go throw them to the goats and see if they would enjoy them. They are stuck in the barn today since Arthur's working on the old barn. Hey goats, come here Monica. Is that good? They seem to really like the chamomile. Would be interesting experiment is if I fed them a bunch every day, if that's okay. Like I'd have to research that and see what their milk tastes like. Like keep them in the barn and feed them hay and feed them like tons of chamomile plants and then see if it tasted like chamomile tea. That would be a funny experiment. Arthur has some reishi mushrooms drying. We just put screens across these old beams that were used for hanging tobacco. As you can see, our drying system is very sophisticated, but it works perfectly fine and it's free, which we love. He's got his reishi mushrooms over here and I'm just gonna pour this and spread it out a bit. If you were with me in person and you hugged me right now, you would just be so happy because I just am dripping with the smell of chamomile. I don't know about you, but chamomile just makes me like instantly happy when I smell it.
That's kind of sad because that front of that barn was like just one of the more beautiful things out here and now it's gone. Never to be back like it was, but it is progress, even if it's destruction. Want a kiss? What do you think about the barn coming down, Wilder?
Barn coming down.
Barn's coming down. What do you think, Matt?
It looks so much bigger.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's so fun just to see the sort of the construction techniques.
Yeah.
A lot of it seems like it was just done with an axe.
Hi.
Oh, that's silly. You look really
We've gotten all those nails out of those boards. I'm getting some tobacco sticks to stack in between the layers of wood. We've literally shed new light in this space, and it's strange to see it like this for the first time. We found some cool stuff in here, like this wooden feed trough. I'm assuming this is a feed trough made out of probably a hollow tree, and then they put boards on the bottom. I think that's really amazing. So we're actually gonna carry this lumber into the barn next and stack it. We're stacking it by length, so in the future we can pull them out and deal with one length at a time for different projects. How many did you get this time?
Let's count them.
Get them.
Get it, boy, get it. Yeah.
hopefully we'll stack everything on top of those piles. Yeah, your left-hand pile, just a real short pile here. Okay, we got the wood stacked in the barn, and that's what we're doing for today. The front of the barn is in here in addition to one of the sides. It's a ton of board foot of lumber, and it's really honestly a treasure coming out of that barn. Next, we're gonna get the goats outside, and this will be cool. We're gonna let them eat all the leaves off the pile of the ailanthus trees. We piled them inside the area where their fence will come back and close.
I have no idea where Arthur's at in this video, but I just went and harvested a bunch of herbs to dry with my chamomile. Got a bunch of mint. What I'm most excited about is all this calendula. I'm gonna dry it and then make calendula oil. Lord Jesus, help me not to drop this. There you have it, so beautiful. It's a little bit stuffed on there, but I'll get another screen tomorrow and come down here and spread it out a bit. I just, I need to go make dinner. Hey, nothing like a man washing dishes. Are the goats out? Okay, you think we can get that done before tonight so that they'll be out tomorrow? Awesome.
We're about to let the goats out and let them eat that tree. But first, we're doing some chop and drop in the garden and picking peas. My sister's here. We've taken all this comfrey and spread it along and pulled out all the weeds and dropped them down. I really do think there's something to building your soil fertility through weeds. Now, you gotta balance that. The soil would be better off because all the weeds are literally solar collectors for building organic matter, and then we're dropping them down, they're feeding the worms. Peas.
I used to have like how much?
You found a ton?
I used to have like how much?
How many do you think you've eaten?
About 100.
100? What about you?
100.
He'll hug you and then he'll choke you. These peas are rocking on this fence. Here's a big handful. Super good, and there's just more wherever you look. Are you eating a pea?
Here, Father. Here's the next one. Got stung by a hornet.
Got stung by a hornet?
I'm going to show you where the nest is.
Okay, show me. Does it hurt?
Yeah.
How bad?
Really bad.
I asked him if I could film, by the way. He said, sure.
Where the nest is. Wait, here.
You can see him up inside of there.
Shoot it. You already want more and more and more.
Oh, did Daddy already put some plantain on it?
But,
You want more? You want new plantain? Oh yeah, that's a good one. There you go. Nothing like that mama spit. It works just like a mama kiss. Oh yeah, those are some fat ones. Good job. Good job.
Whoa, that's tough.
I mean, it just, as soon as I smell it, I feel joy.
Hi, Mom.
Are you guys tired of being inside? Okay. Come on, ladies. Oh my goodness. The goats had been calling all day to get out of the barn, and they didn't know that this treat awaited them. They're obviously enjoying it. Look at Moonlight climbing all the way up to the top. I did look this up to see if it was toxic to goats. Everything I read said it was not. It just makes me happy to see them eating it.
You are one fat mama. Look how big she is.
felt the calf again yesterday.
All right, she's got that corner here and all the way up to the back pasture. You are fat and sassy. And we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night, pregnant mama. It has been a delectable day. We've had just a great time and a beautiful, especially beautiful evening. Guys, thanks for joining us. It's been another great day on the homestead, and we will see you really soon. Goodbye.